Hey guys, Pokemon Collectibles here, and welcome to another Pokemon Assessment Friday. I haven't forgotten about it. I'm actually recording this Friday morning, so sorry, I usually have this done ahead of time. I actually spent most of the day with my mom yesterday, and that's my excuse. I promise you guys will have a video today though. This will probably go up sometime Friday night, so there will be a video. It's just not at its usual 8 a.m. time. Let's get into this. First of all, I am trying to learn more about Pokemon because I know you guys probably watch these assessments thinking I know tons about each individual Pokemon. I do know a lot about first gen, but I don't really know too much about any generation after that. I'm assuming this is 6th gen since Beartic is number 614, but I am going to try to learn more about them as I do these videos, and hopefully you guys can learn along with me, or if you guys want to add to it, then that would also be cool. Anyway, we have Beartic. Like I said, he's number 614. He is, I believe, from 6th generation. I know he's not from 7th gen because he's not for Sun and Moon. That's how I remember it. I know you guys might think that's silly, but that's how I define it. Anyway, he is Ice type. I believe his previous one is Ice type as well. Evolution, he comes from a bear called Cubchoo, which I don't really like too much. I just don't like its design. I think it's kind of gross, that thing dripping from its nose, but if it didn't have that, it would probably actually be really cute. I mean, I get the pun with its name, Cubchoo. It sounds like a chew sneezing. So I get that, but I've just never really liked Cubchoo that much. But Beartic seems pretty cool. He has some pretty amazing stats on him. He has really high attack. HP is kind of average, I think. I mean, I've seen some lower, but I've also seen some higher. Special defense, special attack, and speed don't seem all that great either. Defense is a little bit better than those. Attack seems to be his greatest asset, so there's that. As far as Pokedex entry goes, I'll just read X and Y because they're different and I kind of like both of them. The X Pokedex entry says they love the cold seas of the north. They create pathways across the ocean waters by freezing their own breath. That's pretty cool. I wonder how thick they are then. How thick the pathways are. It says they love the cold seas. Well, apparently they also love making pathways across them. And you would think that they would stay there a while too, so there's probably tons of pathways wherever they live. The Y entry says it freezes its breath to create fangs and claws of ice. To fight fangs and claws of ice. That's pretty scary. Cold northern areas are its habitat. So it lives up north, as both Pokedex entries say, and it creates claws and fangs of ice. I keep going back to that. I think that's my favorite part because that is pretty deadly right there. You could do a lot of damage with both of those, especially the claws, because if you couldn't reach very well with your mouth to sink ice fangs in, you could definitely hit them with claws. So that'd be really good for like a quick opponent, somebody that would be running away really fast. It seems to have a 50-50 gender ratio. Its hidden ability is Swift Swim. That kind of makes sense since it loves water. It would be really fast in the water. Another thing I thought was cool was its Japanese name is Tunbear, which to me seems like a play on words from Tundra Bear. Tunbear. I think that's cool. So Beartic has its own merit in English because it sounds like and actually has Arctic in it. And then there's Tunbear, which has bear and tundra in it. So both of them really good plays on words. It is 8 feet tall. That's a very big bear. And it weighs 573 pounds, give or take. So pretty much average grizzly bear, I guess, would be about that big. I know they're 8 to 9 feet tall when they stand up like that, but I don't really know too much about the weight. Now, its abilities are Snow Cloak, which raises the Pokemon's evasion during Hailstorm by 1 level. So that's kind of cool. I could see a Hailstorm helping with evasion because your opponent's probably focused on getting out of the way of it and probably can't see through it too well, whereas Beartic would probably be used to that kind of weather. And then Swift Swim, it says when rainy, this Pokemon's speed doubles. However, speed will not double on the turn whether it becomes heavy rain. So yeah, I could see that. When it's raining a little bit, it'll become twice as fast, but I could see heavy rain slowing it down because if it gets too soaked in rain, it would be really, really heavy, and then he'd be kind of slow again. So both of those make a lot of sense. Here are some other names that this Pokemon is given in different languages. It's French, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. German and then Korean. So there's the different names that it's given around the world. I just thought that was a little tidbit that would be interesting. I'd say overall rating for this would be a 4 out of 5 because it does have some really cool stuff about it. I do like its Pokedex entries. I do like that the shiny is only slightly different, so it's not flamboyant. They didn't turn it like purple or yellow or something goofy like that. I like the fact that it has pretty high attack. That's pretty cool. I like that it's ice type. I'm a pretty big fan of ice type Pokemon. So all in all, pretty cool. I won't give it a 5 out of 5 because it's not one of my favorite types of Pokemon, but it is still a pretty cool Pokemon. So anyway, guys, feel free to put in the comments if you like this one. Feel free to put in if you think my assessment was a bit better this time. I hope I put a little bit more information in there, and like I said, I'm going to start researching this a lot better so that I can make better assessments of Pokemon, because I like to have as much information as possible before I say whether I like a Pokemon or I don't. I mean, obviously, if it's going to be in Gen 1, I like the majority of them just because of nostalgia reasons, but I'll try to give better reasons besides just, oh, I remember this one, so it's one of my favorites. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying this series. If so, leave it a like and have an awesome day.